What's up, you guys? What are you looking at? 45 pounds of picanha right here. Look at this. I got 60 pounds of 80/20 Angus beef. I spent almost $1,000 on all these ingredients. We're going to the Great Chili Cookoff, Louisville, Kentucky, and we're gonna see if we can win it. So check this out, you guys. We got 2 giant pots. These are 80-quart pots. 80 quarts means 20 gallons. We have to make 30 gallons. First, I'm gonna go get this all cleaned up and diced up. All right, so how do we go from this to separate the cap to get to our little pieces? This is the trick. Just like that. Now turn it just like this. It's kind of like filleting a fish. I can get my hands in here. I can go in with the knife and kind of press down towards the fat cap a little bit. Around like that. And just kind of separate this dude. There's our big hunk of meat. Then I can take this and really just go in here with my knife and just run it down the back side, and that meat just kind of peels right off. So that's how I do it. Not a lot of waste. And you cut you some little slabs, cut little strips, cut our little cubes. And that, my friends, is one of the secrets to the best chili. All right, look at all the meat, but look at all this fat. I'm guessing it's probably about 20 pounds. That was 45 pounds total. Let's see. Yeah, that pan probably weighs 0.6, so I'm spot on. That's 20 pounds of fat. We're gonna save this, make some tallow. So the first thing we're gonna do is get us some oil in here. We're gonna keep this on low for now. All right, so we're getting going. We're only gonna show you the one pot. We're doing 2 pots, exactly the same. We're just gonna show you the one for simplicity. Half of our onions, half of our green peppers. Let those start cooking. We're gonna add us one little 4.5 ounce jar of some garlic. Now we're going down with 30 pounds of this tube meat. And this is not a litter scoop, by the way, okay? It says Williams-Sonoma on it. You might want you a shorter, more sturdy spoon, and we can just get in there and chop it all up. It is very important that you get this nice and chopped up. You don't want giant chunks. You also don't want it burning on the bottom. So we're probably gonna chop this for the next 20 minutes. No kidding. We're just gonna keep chopping, get it all chopped up, and let it come to a slow cook, and we're just gonna kind of let it slow simmer. Then we're gonna start adding everything else. We're gonna need some juice. This is a little secret of mine. Everybody likes to add a little sweet to their chili. Well, I like to use the Jarritos. I use 2 of the lime flavor and 3 of the mandarins. Probably gonna have to let this meat cook for a good hour, maybe an hour and a half, to get it all broken up nice and fine. But you can see how it's turning kind of into a mush. That's absolutely what we want. It'll break up into tiny little pieces. Now we're gonna add my next secret ingredient. This here is red enchilada sauce. We're going in with 4 of these. All right, I know this looks absolutely disgusting right now, but that's exactly what you want it to look like, so you don't have clumps. Now it's time to start adding the seasonings. We're going in with 4 bottles of Dano's Taco. Now I know people are gonna say, well, it's taco seasoning. Well, taco and chili are a lot alike. We're gonna add some other things. It's gonna be just right. Now we're gonna bring a little heat with the Dano's Chipotle. A little heat, lots of flavor. We're gonna probably use about half of this big bottle. Some straight up cumin, because that's really what makes chili kind of in a way. Here we have some dark chili powder. I like to use the dark chili powder because it gives it more of a deeper color. So I'm gonna go in with probably about 2 cups of this. All right, so we've let this sit here and simmer for about 45 minutes. And look at this. Look, you got all the grease now. Look, everything's in little bitty pieces. That's what you want. And no, we're not draining any of this grease. So now we got basically our base where we want it. Now we're gonna start adding things. I couldn't find a big can of Rotel, so I'm making my own. 6 pounds of diced tomatoes, 6 pounds of green chilies. Love these things. Me personally, I don't like my chili to be super tomatoey, but I am gonna use some crushed tomatoes and those diced tomatoes. I might add a little ketchup, but no paste. That just makes it too tomatoey. Now, if you noticed, I haven't added our beef chunks yet. That's why I got the picanha, because it's super tender sirloin. So we only got to put that in at the end and just let it cook through, and then it's ready to serve because it's going to be super tender. Now we got our beef bouillon. I've never used this stuff before, but it smells pretty good. We're going to go in with it. Let's add our spring water. Roasted red bell peppers. Let's dice these up. We're going to use half of the jar. Red bell pepper in. All right, I like my beans like I like my tomatoes. Not a lot of them. We're going to go in with 6 pounds dark red kidney beans, 6 pounds of pinto. Let's get those stirred in. So I said I don't like a lot of beans, but I'm adding 2 more cans because I'm looking at the consistency. This is 15 gallons going in this one pot. We need more beans. I like the consistency there. Let's give it a little sample. That is really good. There is one more thing I would add though. A little bit more cumin. I didn't add a whole lot in the beginning. We're definitely gonna add some more of that. That's what makes chili chili. A little more of the dark chili powder. Get that stirred in. So we still haven't added our large chunks of meat. We're gonna do that at the very end when everything's nice and hot. Right now we're looking at consistency. So every little spoonful has got a little bit of everything. That's exactly what we want. Still missing one thing. This is what it needs, a little corn. Let's put that in there. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna save that right there for my next pot of gumbo. But what I am gonna do is pull this purple top right off my hip. That's the new Cajun, my friends. You wanna talk about catching a little heat? That's some real heat right here. We are nice and hot now. Time to add the meat. We're adding about half of this. The other half in the other bowl. It's only gonna take 2 or 3 minutes to let the meat cook through. All right, now let's look at our final product. Look at that. Look at this consistency. You got all the little tiny little morsels, a little bit of everything. Well, that's ready. Let's go win this chili cook-off. Come on. Check it out, y'all. It's about an hour before it starts. Look at that chili. We're getting hot. All right, we're in the mix of it. It's 2 o'clock. We're busy. Over here slinging flavor. Let's go check it out.
Get you some, baby.
Platter from Mr. Dano's.
There we go.
Dano's, we got a platter. We got everything.
There we go.
Blackberry ribs, mac and cheese, green bean. He made 30 gallons, I made 30, I'm out. We're gonna see what happens.
Yes, sir.
It's my guy, we out here. Let's go!
Let's see what Smokey's working with. He said, take this, give it a dip.
Chinese buffet.
Oh, wow. My buddy Mike. Now let me tell you all a little story about this Highland Mornings restaurant. If you're ever in Louisville, you gotta look it up. Now me and Mike actually allowed me to use his restaurant when I first packaged Dano's in 2016, and he used to help me do it. So he's been there since the beginning. When you're in Louisville, go to Highland Mornings. It's time to turn in the sample. Time to get judged. Hey, Jeff, you won.
No way.
All right, so I'm standing here with the winners. I just so happen to be right next to them. So next year I know what to do.
Hey, I'm getting blessings. No. Trade secrets.
Hey, stay tuned. We'll see you next year.
Pop, pop.
That's right.